Hello, everybody out there in Facebook world. This is Tanya Hilt from Tanya's Bookkeepers Bootcamp and Cloud Business Services. And I am here today with Polly from Synder. And I said it right.
Yeah, you did.
They have many apps. I absolutely love the Business Importer. So if you haven't looked at it, please go take a look at it. It is the best importing software that is out there, very intuitive. But we're not here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about the Synder side of it. So Polly, explain to everybody, let everybody out there know that's watching or that's going to be watching this afterwards, what is Synder? What does it do?
Yeah, sure. So, hey everyone. Yeah, as Tanya mentioned, we have kind of plenty of different products, but yeah, today we are talking about Synder, and it's the one that provides total accounting automation for the businesses, especially in e-com sphere or to any business that has, a lot of online sales. So basically the idea behind this is to connect all of your sales channels like Shopify or Stripe or PayPal or Amazon, so whatever it is you're having and you're accepting your payments through, to your books like QuickBooks or, for example, Xero. So this whole thing will work totally automatically. So you kind of set it once and forget it.
Awesome. So first off, let me ask, and by the way, I'm sure the audience already knows that when I ask these questions, I most of the time already know the answers, but you guys don't. So Holly, why would I want to use Synder versus just doing a direct connect to Square or PayPal? What do you guys offer? And how do you do that actually makes it better?
Yeah, sure. So basically the great thing about Synder is that you can do multiple connections to, or even, for example, for multiple clients, if you're a bookkeeper or accountant who kind of runs it for several companies. So you can kind of have everything under one roof. And if, for example, a business has like 5 different platforms, like 3 sales channels like Amazon, Shopify, and I don't know, Etsy or something, and each of the systems, they're powered with some payment processors like PayPal or Stripe or Square, whatever they may be. So Synder will kind of connect to all of those and grab all of the pieces of the information about the sales, about the fees, like the taxes, shipping, customer names, products, and how many items were sold. So all of this information will go to your books. If you need it, you can like full control over the amount of data that are going to the books. But like if you need, you can go with a really, really detailed synchronizations from multiple platforms from in one place for multiple clients if needed.
Awesome. But I also want to point out that one thing too is if we just connect our Square or our PayPal, those who bookkeep know this. Clients might not know this, or if you're newer into the industry, you might not realize this yet. What happens is when you're pulling that, you just get the amount that goes into the bank account. That is not what we have to report as income.
Exactly.
Income is what was charged before the fees, not what goes into the bank account, because that is what was charged less the fees. You have to pay taxes and report sales on the full amount. So that's a big reason why we don't want to do that on top of pulling in from multiple sources, because it does just sound so much easier to have one app do it all. I mean, instead of having a whole bunch of apps or a whole bunch of connections, because like when we're dealing with cloud accounting, connections can break. What if you mapped it wrong? And then you set up 10 connections and you mapped them all wrong? That's 10 to fix. You only have one to fix now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So how do things pull in? Because I know there's other apps out there, and I am going to just throw out here as a disclaimer, I am not high on e-commerce. I have 2 like weekend warrior e-commerce clients where weekend warrior type thing. Don't bring on a lot. So I'm not going to mention any of the other competitors by name. And if I say that I don't think they offer it and they do, that is just me. So please, anybody out there that's watching, I mean no offense. I right up front don't know. I do know about Synder. I have looked into Synder, and I do know about one of the other apps that, again, I'm not going to mention the name. But what differentiates you guys, I think, is that, again, you have the option of pulling in a summary, or you also have the option of pulling in the daily detail or the transactional detail,
Yeah.
right?
So basically there are like number of differences, and we can kind of group them by just like, let's say, business and pricing differences and the, functionality differences. So from the standpoint of the pricing, so we really want to be able to kind of accompany, I mean, any business in a company, any business to their growth. So we have plans, I mean, very, very kind of affordable for like $9 a month for smaller businesses. And like the pricing starts growing and kind of accompanies you throughout, your business growth. So that's what we have in terms of like the pricing and positioning, because different apps have different, goals and targets. So we have that. And the differences from the technical point, like there are also like several different stuff. So for ecom world, one of the big issues is that not every software connects to both payment processor and ecom sales channel. So for example, you have Shopify and your orders are paid via PayPal. And many apps that will connect only Shopify will have no idea about, what this is the commission that PayPal takes for the payment processing. So what's great about Synder is that you connect both of those, and Synder will be able to kind of correctly join the information without any duplicates, and kind of reflect correctly, as Tanya mentioned before. So your real sales, like gross, and the fees, so you have both gross and net in your like profit and loss. You are able to kind of do the proper reporting later on at the end of the year. And yeah, another big difference that you don't have to kind of set up several accounts to kind of do this, because some apps would, make you set up several accounts and pay per each connection of each integration. So we won't do that. Another reason, like a good one to use us. And also we're able to, and also this was one of the things, Tanya, you mentioned, to import data in several different ways. So kind of you have control over this, whether you want to just go with less details and let's say put one journal entry, one like summary for the whole day to the books for client A, for example, and for client B with different needs, different business. So you want to put, each individual sale transaction, each individual fee, each individual like transfer to the bank. So you want every individual transaction with product and customer names to be kind of located in your books for like reporting or any other purposes you might want to have. So you can do that with Synder. So kind of it allows for both modes, let's say, of the synchronization. And also not every other software would do that.
That's awesome. It's nice that you have the choice, because some people just want to work from summaries. Some people want to work from the daily details, right down in there. And I just want to point out, and just highlight what you mentioned, is that you've got the smaller plans. That's really important to me, because we deal with small clients. And I would love to be able to use an app, but sometimes you just look, and let's face it, our clients are still very price sensitive, especially as we're going into what they're expecting to be is, the Great Recession, I think they're calling it. We're expecting to go into that. Clients are looking for different ways. More clients are going online, but yet, they can't really afford to pay it because they're not big businesses yet. And that's what I love about you guys, that you have the multiple different levels versus here's our starting point. I think I know banking, just as an example, when I used to bank, I found out, well, I guess I still bank, but my bank found out, or I found out that one of the banks I used, and I didn't like using them. I just worked with them at the time. So I had to have a bank account with them to get paid. But what happened was, talking to people at the bank side that I was friends with, I heard there's A clients, B clients, and like ABC clients. Your A client, you've got lots of money invested with them. You're the big one that everybody wants. Your B client, you might have a car loan, you're getting there. Your C client, you just got basic accounts. That's just somebody starting out. And they treated the C clients worse. So you've got those pricing levels. So your $9, plan would attract those C clients. But guess what? There are people like me who say, if you don't take care of me when I'm a C client, I'm not going to give you my money when I'm an A client. I will be an A client. Somebody else will get my money then. And I love that about you. And I just really wanted to make sure to bring that out, that people heard that. And I find that's a really big difference that I have seen with the e-commerce apps out there, that they are targeting larger clients, but everybody has to start off somewhere. everybody starts off small. So I just want to say thank you to that. Thank you to Ilya. Thank you to, the founders for keeping that. And, please try to keep sight of that. Have a small plan. Like you guys do have, please don't ever change that, because that's it. You will have those loyal bookkeepers and those loyal clients when it goes up. And I love that you guys have thought of that and you guys still have that. So thank you for that. But like,
Sure, the team
but
hears
you
that.
have said a few times that you don't want to do that to clients. You don't want to charge them for every connection. And I just want, again, people to hear those words and what that means. And again, you're thinking of the client instead of just thinking of your profit and loss as a
Yeah.
company. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. So I know we talked a little bit about some things that are coming from Synder. So what do we have that you can tell us that's coming in the roadmap or that's newly launched?
Yeah, so basically this daily summary synchronization thing was something that we launched just recently. So we invite anyone who's interested and maybe used Cinder previously and was like this functionality was missing. So we invite you to kind of check it out.
Yeah.
And like we're really kind of focused on flexibility here to be able to serve different businesses with different needs, because obviously if you want to track like quantities of the items you are selling throughout the time in QuickBooks, if you're not doing this in any third-party app, surely you want to go with per transaction sync. But we also want to serve those who just I have different apps for anything. I mean, I'm a big client, I'm a business that really wants to have only like total summaries for the day just to be able to reconcile. So we really want to be focused on this, which is why new functionality is there. And another big thing is the sales analytics module that now our clients also have, which kind of analyzes your sales from different channels, also shows you like a joint dashboard, like just in one system, in one source of truth from all of your sales channels. And you can kind of also do like drill downs and see what, which like system performs better, which location, like what country performs better if you sell throughout different countries. So kind of that's what you can do as well in Synder. And we're kind of about to launch more reports. So yeah, we're super excited about this.
And so that's business insights that, again, I am not aware that is available with any of the other apps. Again, anybody out there using it, I don't know. So, but I've not seen it, but I don't think, as far as what I've heard, I think that's something that's very unique. And I know I was excited when Ilya and I first spoke about that and he showed me what was coming. I was really excited about that. And yeah, as Holly said, you can drill down. I do believe it's on the roadmap or like envisioned to be able to even start to drill down further, and bring other parts in, like to kind of know how your advertising efforts are going. Again, that's in your mind as to like, again, how Facebook is going. So Facebook, you can see not just your Shopify. If you're selling on the Facebook ads, you can actually see how those are going, how many people are coming through that. Am I correct on that? Please say yes.
Yeah, like we have we have huge plans. Surely we always like prefer to be like feedback driven. So we will listen to the people who are starting using this and listen to their needs in the first place. But yeah, I mean, the roadmap for this feature is huge. I mean, like customer cohort analysis, you can already do this now at some extent, but we really want to go like detailed with this, and also marketing analytics so that you could kind of really like estimate your efforts on your marketing efforts and see, are you actually earning, running this or that marketing campaign, or are you actually earning selling this or that product? Because just the point that you're selling it doesn't mean that you're really earning something selling it, because maybe you don't know your COGS, you don't track this. So yeah, there are a lot of questions, a lot of interest about this feature, and it's going to be really, I mean, as the time goes, as we hear the feedback and we kind of continue developing this, that's going to be, I mean, really a game changer.
And that's awesome. And I do, again, let's point out something that you just said to the audience listening, that you said that you really rely on your customer feedback. And I will say that is 100% true. When Polly and I very first met, of course, virtually, we've never met in person yet. So we're going back several years, pre-pandemic, all of that. And when I started using the business importer, and this is exactly the same thing I've seen that has continued over to all sides, because that is just such a strong belief of your foundation, is with that that feedback, I gave some feedback of something on the business importer side. And I want to say that I think within 24 to 48 hours, like it was something that you really couldn't do. We had a conversation or two, and it had to do with our Canadian taxes to be able to do that. And boom, it was done. You guys went with it. And that was one of the reasons why I love you guys and I believe in you guys. And I know there's so many out there that, again, a lot of the bigger software companies don't listen to us. And I love to align myself with software companies that do. So,
Yeah.
audience out there, if that's important to you, you need to hear that as well.
Yeah, we really
So
want
that's
to
awesome.
be that as we go, right? And as we grow and do not lose this, no matter how many products we have, no matter how big the development team gets, yeah, we really want to be like feedback focused. That's kind of machine accuracy, human approach. So that's part of a human approach. That's our motto, and that's part of a human approach.
Absolutely. And I love that about you. I love that about you. Absolutely. And it was funny when you sent me the email. After I think it was after I'd met Illy, you're like, I'm not sure if you remember me. It's like, of course I do, Polly. Of course I do. May have been a while, but of course I do. But no, I'm so excited to hear that you're still continuing, you're still with them, you're taking a much stronger role because you absolutely, I can see with everybody that I've met and spoken to on your team that human approach. And I think that's a big thing of what we're looking for, in the bookkeeping world is still that human approach because we're missing that. We're some of the larger companies. We're just a number. We're just this. So I do like to make sure that's pointed out to people that I'm speaking to. So I also do want to mention that, of course, you guys are one of our sponsors for the Win a Boot Camp. So for everybody out there, that's absolutely awesome that these guys are a sponsor as well. They are not here at CPB Ignite, where we are in Calgary. They're not here, but we are representing them. So we have 3 puppies. If you want to talk about them at all, just, like it's Synder, Synder, is the app. It's Synder.com, correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, Synder.com. But we do have 3 puppies as well, the little stuffy puppies to be adopted. I don't have one in my lap. If I say something loud enough, somebody's going to toss one over to me. And yes, if you haven't seen them yet, they're not real puppies, but they're the cute little beagles. On here, we have, this is not the Synder one, so I'm not going to show you that, but we have all of their hashtags and all of that so that we can make sure that, to follow the story of the cute little adopted puppy who is very easy to look after, just wants some love. And of course, so because there's 3, that's $50 from each puppy, so $150 directly from Synder that is being sponsored and donated through me to the Beagle Freedom Project, which is very close to my heart as well. And people are loving the puppies. So right after this call, we will be out circulating myself and my team, and we will have the puppies. If you want one of the Synder puppies, just come up and just say Synder. That's all you have to do. Absolutely. Now, because they're not here, there is not normally a conference special if you're not here, but you guys are doing almost like still a virtual conference special, and not just to attendees here. It's kind of everybody who's out there watching, and that's 10% off. And for how long is that? Is there a time period for that?
For a month, it will be valid for a month, and kind of you can throughout the month you can subscribe with 10% off.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. So it's Synder 10. So if we go and subscribe to 10% off, that gives me 10% off as long as I have that account, or as long as there's that pricing, or is it only 10% off for so many days?
It's for a year. It's for 1 year.
Oh, 10% off for a year. Okay, perfect. So 10% off for a year. That's absolutely great. On top of the fact that you've already, we've already talked about all these other good things, and you really do have to go in and see it. I did see it. Polly was one of the ones that was on a call with me where I got very excited about it, and I can't wait to connect it to my own account, but we were just getting ready for the conference. So it kind of fell down. So that is totally my bad. But yeah, you guys will be really excited too, to go in and see it. How can they book a demo, Polly?
Actually, on the trial, there is a support in-app chat available to any trial user, so you can just go ahead, obtain, and you kind of see if you have any questions, go into the chat, or you can also tell that you need a demo and our specialist will organize you, even if you're on a trial. For once you subscribe, we have like a separate onboarding program that will like guide you through the demos, also depending on the kind of the number of the transactions that you're having. So because like it's easier, I mean, smaller businesses have a simpler setup, so you might not need that, but for like companies with high transaction volume where you need to, you know, like do the really sophisticated setup, you know, just go ahead. You'll be having like free demos and onboarding you and making sure you're good to go.
Awesome. That's great. So what I would like to throw out there too, for anybody watching, of course, we are giving away the Win a Boot Camp. And if you were here, I would tell you to go to their booth and take some selfies, but you can't. So if you go to book a demo and take a screenshot of booking the demo, you could please blank out your name, you know, the name and the email address before you go ahead and post it if you want. But if you go ahead and do that, tweet that out with hashtag Win a Boot Camp and hashtag Synder. I don't know if that's our one that we're using or not, but hashtag Synder, hashtag Win a Boot Camp. Just a copy, just a screenshot of the demo screen. You will get yet another entrance into our Win a Boot Camp, which is for over $6,700 in prizes as well too. So yes, so please do that out there. And again, this is available to, you know, anybody to go ahead and do that. So now, are there what countries do you service? That's actually another good question. What countries? Because of course we've got doors, you know, pretty much almost everywhere. What countries does Synder currently support?
Well, we work worldwide, so we have like customers from like Australia and from Europe and from UK, but mainly that's US and Canada. So mainly that's these two countries. So you're from there, you know, just go ahead and just be sure the Synder works for your countries. But pretty much it's any location.
And you know what? If you're not sure, book a demo and let them know where you are.
Exactly.
And they'll let you know that. They'll let you know that. Awesome. All right. Well, that is great. I'm going to wrap this up. Again, thank you so much for taking the time, Polly. Thank you so much for the sponsorship. Thank you so much, you know, on behalf of the Beagle Freedom Project. And that is great. And Beagle Freedom Project, again, that is just awareness. Look them up. BFP.org, absolutely amazing, amazing foundation. And they are trying to give beagles or all animals that have lived their lives in laboratories a second chance at life. So they are going in and liberating them. Once, of course, they work with the laboratories, they work with the governments. This is not anything that is, they're not going and stealing them, nothing like that. They all work nicely together to help them be adopted so that they can spend the remaining years out in Beagle Freedom Project. For those in North America are very well aware of the Invigo Beagles. Beat and Beagle Project has been working with them as well. And I will just throw this out there. I haven't said this yet, I don't think on this, but Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, I think he might not be Prince Harry, but the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, I want to say, actually their latest Beagle was through Beagle, they adopted through Beagle Freedom Project, one of the Invigo Beagles as well too. And Meghan, before she even met Harry, and she lived up here in Toronto, there was actually a Beagle, and I want to say, I believe it was the Beagle Freedom Project as well, that was found just lost in the US, and they ended up, you know, getting them up here, and she adopted them up here. So it's an absolutely great cause. And so thank you very much for that. Look up Synder. Absolutely. If you're here, come up. Again, we've got the Synder Beagle. So look for myself and my team. And yeah, go to the book a demo page, take a screenshot, and get that out for extra entrances. So thank you again, Polly. So before we hang up, is there anything else you want people watching to know?
They already know our website. They know that they will be welcomed there, and we're waiting for them. So that, I guess that's the most important thing. And yeah, I mean, we're just waiting for your support and have a good time, folks.
Awesome. So it's Synder.com. I will make sure that this is all put there. I'll have my team make sure that everything is in there on every social channel this gets shared out to. So just look there for the link. And yeah, and that's great. So thank you so much for your time, Polly, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Tanya, very much. Okay, talk to you soon.
Thank you. Okay, bye.